Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Eddie and I'd like to welcome you to this video, and today we're going to review the July 2016 California bar exam. Question number 1, dealing with civil procedure. And one of the big things was, okay, what do I use, California law or the federal law? And check out this video here. Okay, and there I say, hey, it doesn't matter at this point. So just take it easy. The bar examiners are going to look at your analysis, and in fact there are at some points here where you have to use a specific California law, and in other points you have to use specific federal law. All right, so again, don't worry about that. Let's get to it. So let's see. So the first question, and I do have the screen capture program here. It says, did Paul validly serve the summons on Valerie and Mayer? Okay, so I did use federal law and I did make a note as well, and I'll just read the note briefly here, and I'm going to apply what's called CYA, cover your ass. All right, it says, okay, so I do state the law for service, and then I wrote, note, the rules here conform to the federal rules, FRCP, the federal rules of civil procedure. You already know that because the instructions do not mention the use of California rules. However, where the rules between federal and California differ, it will be so noted. So right there. Okay, now I can go on. And of course, for Valerie to answer this, you already know that a person cannot personally serve, well, a party cannot personally serve the other party. That's improper. Okay, so I'm sure you went through your analysis. Okay, now when you got to the mayor, okay, that's a foreign corporation. It's in Germany, right? So at that point, okay, so there is a rule for that. And for foreign corporations, you have to do service by an internationally agreed means that is reasonably calculated to give notice. And if you're studying for the bar, all right, I'm sure like you're not gonna go when I studied for the bar, I didn't like say, okay, let's see what the international agreed means is with this particular country. There's just, all right, too many countries. You're not gonna do that. So hopefully you did focus on the way that Paul gave notice. And how did he give notice? He did it through ordinary mail, and I'm sure you analyzed the heck out of that. So there are ways in which a party can still make a general appearance, even though it was improper service. Forget about that. There's 4 questions here. So I'm gonna answer the questions, get in, analyze, and move on to the next question. Let's go to question number 2. Okay, so question 1 was pretty basic. Let's go on to question number 2. It says, does the Superior Court of California in San Diego have personal jurisdiction over A, Valerie, and then B, Mayer Corp? So I'm just going to think out loud here. So what is personal jurisdiction? And those are requirements that must be met to comply with the due process clause. Okay, that's cool. And I also know that these matters usually involve one state and its court, and then matters involving a different court in a different state. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'm thinking about Valerie here because, okay, let's just go. I'm okay. Let's move along here. I'm not going to get tempted with the fact that Valerie, we might have the same state here. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with general jurisdiction. And you guys know about that. You guys could probably tell me the elements. And so we have what? We have number 1, consent, and number 2 was the defendant served in the forum, or number 3 was the person domiciled in that state. Okay, so Valerie, she's going to help us out here. She's a resident of San Francisco, and we know that the Superior Court of San Diego is in California, because even the facts say that. Look, the Superior Court of California. So Valerie's going to help us out. That's going to save us a lot of time. Do I need to go to specific jurisdiction? And the answer is no, because I already have Valerie there. The court in San Diego does have personal jurisdiction over Valerie, subject to, of course, a venue. And I know how that could be tricky because of distance, and then you also have subject matter jurisdiction. They're not asking us about that. Let's move on. Let's go on to mayor. Okay, so we know that mayor is a company in Germany. Okay, so I'm gonna again apply the rules for general jurisdiction or traditional basis. Same thing. Okay, and that's not gonna help out very much. And now it could be that Valerie is an agent of mayor. I don't know, it's kind of slim. The facts don't say anything about that. That's a very long shot. And I don't think general jurisdiction is going to help us out here. So in this case, we would go to specific jurisdiction. And though you have two general elements there, okay, number one is the long arm statute. Does California have a long arm statute? And that's where the California rules come in. And most of you guys, everyone here should know that California does have a long arm statute. So that's met. And then also, okay, so must also meet the minimum context requirements. And those are other factors there. And you have foreseeability, you have purposeful availment, and then you have that long definition, the long rule. Exercising jurisdiction will not offend traditional notions of fair play and substantial justice. So you have to consider now the facts here. And think about this. Just think about it. How did the snacks get to San Francisco? I mean, that's a very valid question. I mean, you have to answer that. Okay, so I also think that they were purchased at a music event. That's what it says here, a music event. Now I'm thinking, okay, music event maybe once a year. So maybe it could be that they were ordered from Germany. I don't know, or some I don't know. But it doesn't seem that the requirements for specific jurisdiction here are met. And so it might be that the court in San Diego does not have personal jurisdiction over mayor. Now, do not worry too much about the conclusion. Worry more about your analysis. That's what the bar examiners are looking for. But I'm going to say that the state court in San Diego does not have personal jurisdiction over mayor. Okay, let's move on. Two more questions. Okay, question 3, and we're almost done here. This one is going to involve venue. It says, does venue properly lie in the Superior Court of California in San Diego? So, okay, so earlier I stated that we were using the federal rules, and one of the rules that I could use is this. A judicial district would be proper where a substantial part of the events occurred. And where did the events occur? Let's see now. It says here, let's see, Paul bought and ate a bag of snacks. Okay, so he drove to San Francisco to attend a music festival, and while there, that's where he bought the snacks. So it took place in San Francisco. Now, I have prior knowledge. I know that San Francisco is in the Northern Judicial District and San Diego is in the Southern District. So the answer would be that the venue is not proper. Now, let's say I did not know that. Okay, so I would just say, if I did not know where the districts were, I would just say if San Francisco is in the same judicial district as the court in San Diego, then venue would be proper. Okay, and that's it. But before I move on, I'm going to do CYA, and I talked about that earlier. Okay, so I will say something like this. For California, the rule is somewhat different. Venue can be proper where in the county where the person that is being sued does business. And then I would just quickly mention that, and pretty much the same information as above, and then move on to the next question. Okay, so let's go on to question 4. Okay guys, last question, here we go. Number 4. Let's see. Is Paul's action properly removable to federal court? Okay, so for this, removal. So let's look at that well-pleaded complaint rule. It pretty much says that Paul's complaint must have subject matter jurisdiction in favor of going to federal court. And there's two ways to get us there. One is through a federal question being present. Let's explore that. So do we have a federal question? Let's see now. It says that Paul is alleging that Valerie Mayer should have known that the snacks were contaminated. So that sounds like negligence, and that's not a federal question. Okay, now the other way to get us there is through diversity, and we have the alienage diversity rule, and that says that a district would have jurisdiction between citizens of a state and citizens of a foreign state. So now let's see. We have Valerie, who seems to be a citizen of California because she's a resident of San Francisco. And we have, let's see now, the other party is Paul, who is a citizen of Mexico. And of course, there's Mayer, who's out in Germany. So it seems like all the parties here, not just the defendant and the plaintiff, are from different states. So you would have complete diversity there. However, you must still meet the amount in controversy rule. The amount must exceed $75,000. So do we have that? Let's see. Paul is asking for $50,000. So it does not meet the amount in controversy rule. So that is it. I do want to wish everyone the best of luck when those exam results are released. Until soon.